Yes, please.
Well, we just heard from Maryland Governor Larry Hogan and General Linda Singh, the commander of the Maryland National Guard, and they are firm that there will not be any violence tonight. They're going to stand firm against that. So joining me now to really help us all make more sense of it all, we've got in studio, in fact, first time ever, Mike Baker, former CIA operations officer. Mike, great to have you here.
Thank you.
Scotty No Hughes, TPNN.com's news director, is with us. And Jamie Colby, of course, you know her as the host of FBN Strange Inheritance, but she's also an attorney and a former law professor. And she was in Miami and reported on the Liberty City riots back then. You remember when that city was up in flames. And from Washington, D.C., Rebecca Nitkin is a Maryland attorney specializing in police brutality cases. And, of course, Rod Wheeler, we're lucky to have him back, former Washington, D.C. homicide detective. Rod, you know, Rebecca, I know you're an attorney and you work with you have several cases right now that involve the Maryland police. One of the big criticisms over the last 24 hours, and I think it was expressed by President Obama himself, is that the media always focuses on the burning buildings, always focuses on the looting and the rioting, but never really focuses on the victims or peaceful protests. Do you share that concern?
I do, and obviously they're the ones that are moving everything forward. There's been a lot of growth. The communities have been listened to, and the legislation is changing. We have body cameras that are going to happen now, and the little people that are in the courts every single day. We're working so hard because it's very sad to say that we are having problems throughout the entire country. I'm in Montgomery County every day. You do not hear about what we are facing in Montgomery County, one of the wealthiest communities in the United States of America. There is an incredible amount of police abuse, and I don't understand why we don't have these big community rallies.
I would ask Rebecca, would you like to change places with any of those officers that you saw on the line trying to push people back and keep people safe? Because it's the welfare of the citizens that's our #1 priority now. The facts of what happened that led to this will be evaluated in an investigation.
Well, then let Rebecca answer that since you posed the question to her.
Well, of course, I would not like to be in their shoes, and that is the problem, because it was progressing peacefully. You had individuals doing the right thing, and the police did not have to be in that position. Then all of a sudden, it progresses to the point where you have all of these people acting out. And I do need to know, it was not just children. No. I think that the mayor was trying to say things, and I don't agree with what she did, but I think she was saying, look, things are different. We have a black president. We have a black mayor. We have a black attorney general. We hear you. We are changing the way we are dealing with things. This is going to be investigated. This was horrific. She said this was horrific. We are listening.
So what part don't you agree with, Rebecca?
She should have had this fully 100% ready with all the police officers, because the anarchists, like you indicated, came in, and the people that came in are professionals. They are not showing what they are feeling. They are the ones who always get the attention, like you mentioned, and you give a little and they're going to take over, and that is what happened, and it ruined everything that all the good protesting has been doing.
Will the police and National Guard be able to keep everything on the wrap as that 10 p.m. curfew approaches? And Rebecca, I want to understand where you're coming from, because you chime in periodically, and I want to understand what you think is going on here with respect to this case in itself and how it all gets resolved. What's the solution? You're right there in the heart of it all. What would make things better?
Well, we've actually been working on this personally for over 3 years, and it is not simple. It is not simple at all. We're talking about 201 adults who have been arrested, 34 juveniles who have been arrested, all the communities that have lost so much. Are you talking about
last night's protesters?
Last night. Two people were shot, too. How do you make it better?
And 15 police officers were injured. What is your point? What is your point?
What has to happen is, we all know that we have decades and decades of issues with the police. The police are getting worse, not better. But what has changed for the first time is there's legislation now that are going to put body cameras on all the police officers. This is the first time ever that they are now understanding that we are going to be watching everything that they are doing.
There should be a unified message, and wrong is wrong, right is right, and perhaps you'll get the change that you're looking for.
And I think that's one thing, Rebecca, I have to ask you, are we dealing with a race issue here? Or are we dealing with an over-militarized police and aggressive police? 41% of Baltimore PD is actually made up of African Americans. They've done a great job of going out and trying to recruit this. And so to sit there and blame this on police brutality, how is that helping the problem? How is that not causing anxiety and causing more of a clash?
It is not just police brutality. You're right. It's the militarization of the police. It's the breakdown of the families. Having a master's degree in social work and working in Prince George's County, there's no more family. And it is these children that have grown up without a parent there. That children from 0 to 6 whose personalities
and Rebecca,
have developed.
The solution for that is it falls upon who?
Parenting. Family breakdown, no taking care of infants. It goes very back to the
basics.
But
here's the thing. Okay, let me bring it. Listen, hope that will be resolved. I'm pretty sure, and I hope to your point.
Terrific.
We'll get the outcome on that, but we should not have riots before the outcome. Believe in a justice system. It works for all of us.